Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Manchester United have been absolutely battered 7-0 by Liverpool. 7-0. Might be our biggest Premier League defeat ever. I know we've lost 5-0 against Newcastle and Chelsea back in the day, 6-1 and all that, but I can't remember conceding 7 and I can't remember losing 7-0. Incredible result for all the wrong reasons at Anfield. It's a weird one. I don't know how to feel about this. On the day, we were abysmal. I thought everything went wrong that it could. At 3-0, we should have shut up shop and just accepted the fact that we were losing. But we didn't. We showed naivety. We kept going for it. Maybe that's Ten Hag's fault. But we kept making mistake after mistake after mistake and allowing Liverpool, who I think, look, they were excellent today. You know, their crowd got up for it. Their fans get up for it. The players, you know, once they got that 1-0, they were well and truly at it. They sensed blood. But we just kept giving them goals today. And all the other times that we've suffered big defeats like this, I felt like it was terminal, like it was a big problem going forward. Like, you know, oh no, where do we go next? It doesn't feel quite the same as this. This feels like it was just a bad day at the office, an incredibly horrible, the worst day you can quite imagine at the office ever. Everything went right for Liverpool, everything went wrong for United. But it doesn't feel like a long-term thing, if you get what I'm saying. And it's weird that I'm trying to put that positive slant on it. But let's look at the 90 minutes today. We started with a very strong team. There was talk about Varane possibly missing out. He starts at the back alongside Martinez, Luke Shaw, Delot. You had Casemiro in front of them, Fred. You know, we started with our strong team. We looked in the first half, I think, first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I think Liverpool dominated possession and they had a few half chances to create something, but didn't quite do that. Then United came into their own. We had a few opportunities that we probably should have scored from. Marcus Rashford having one where he didn't quite catch it properly. Maybe the keeper put him off, I'm not too sure. But on another day, Marcus Rashford scores that. And in the second half, he had a few chances where you think, normally Marcus Rashford scores them. We did have a few opportunities in that first half to make it 1-0. Never ever did. We scored a goal, which was clearly offside from Casemiro. Time you run a little bit better, and that's a goal. And then Liverpool go down straight down the other end. It's Delot runs out of position to track his man. Fred covers him, but not quite. Gakpo gets in. Varane gets pulled across. Casemiro doesn't do enough either to help out. And Liverpool get the opener. And from there, United never really looked like getting back into it. That was just before half-time. Straight after the break, they scored a second and the third. And United showed a real sense, or Ten Hag did, naivety. At Anfield, 3-0 down. You got to know where you're at. And I admire it, kind of still going for it. It was kind of what Fergie did when we lost 6-1 against City. Down to 10 men, losing 3-1. And you just keep going for it, getting picked off on the break. And we kept doing that today, leaving loads of men forward. But also, every goal that we conceded, like, there were mistakes in there. Giving the ball back, Casemiro, Varane. Players that you don't expect it from. You know what I mean? Players that have been excellent for Manchester United so far this season. And I don't know if we underestimated Liverpool, if we're a little bit naive tactically, whether they were just much better than us on the day and fatigue and everything's come into it. But that was a bad showing from Manchester United. And you have come to expect better, especially when you look at the performance that we stuck in at the new camp. Do you know what I mean? We went to the new camp, put in a great performance, come to Anfield, and we look a shadow of that team, an absolute shadow of that team. And after the couple of weeks we've had beating Leicester, Barcelona, you know, West Ham in the cup, lifting the Carabao Cup, you expected a lot better. But maybe there was that emotional, physical dump, and United were just out there under the cosh, tactically naive, making mistakes left, right, and centre. It was so bad, man. It was so bad. And the only thing we can hope as United fans is it's not something that continues into the next game. Now, I don't think it will be. I think Ten Hag, he was stood on that sideline looking angry throughout that game. I think he made mistakes today, but he will be disappointed in his team. You know, Luke Shaw making mistakes, Varane, Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, making mistakes, like players that we rely upon, making simple errors. Ten Hag will get stuck into them. I'm quite sure of that, and make sure these lot know that isn't acceptable. I mean, it's quite obvious that isn't acceptable. But I have no doubt he'll get stuck into them. And I expect a better performance against Betis and Southampton. Now, the worry for me would come if we don't put in that performance against them. And then you start to think, has that rocked our confidence? Because one of the things I've said about us over the years, more so under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is we're a very emotional team. When we're winning, when things are going well, you feel like we can't be beaten. But when we do have these days, like today, and this was the worst day I can imagine, we tend to like revert back into our shells a little bit, just get a little, we lack that confidence, lack that belief, lack that. And I'm hoping it's different under Ten Hag, and I'm pretty sure it will be. But today there were so many poor performances, man. Bruno Fernandes as well, like, bro, he's too involved in arguments and whining at the ref and trying to get people booked and this, that. Just focus on your game. You're such an incredible footballer. Focus on your game. Like, you, in the end, I think we're like 5-6-0 down, and we're giving the Liverpool fans what they wanted. They want us to be wound up. They want us to be moaning. They want us to be diving around and rolling around and crying at the referee. And we kind of just played into... so frustrating, man. From players that you expect a lot better of. Maybe fatigue did that to them. I don't know. Liverpool, to be fair to them, Hakpo, Nunes, Salah were incredible today. Especially in that second half. But this might sound like sour grapes. I just felt like we just give it to them, man. Every single goal. I know there were 7 of them, but geez, such a bad performance though. And I've seen some people go in the comments on the club today, for example, Ollie would be getting ripped for this. Mate, Ollie never just knocked Barcelona out of the cup. Never just lifted a trophy. Never had us comfortably in the top 4 going in all competitions. It's a completely different scenario here. And you do feel like, despite how horrific that was today, despite how horrible it was today from Manchester United, that ultimately it's not a sign of things to come in the long term, or at least you hope so. And you'd expect a lot better from some of those players, man. Some of those players today making mistakes. What are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Just can't get my head around it. Oh, what a horrible day. What a horrible day. I've been feeling ill. I've been feeling under the weather, a bit man-flued up. I had to sit with these 2 idiots watching this game and we get battered 7-0. Absolutely horrible. But anyway, try and pick the bones out of that, because I can't. All I can say is, at 3-0, so naive. At 0-0, 1-0, we're just giving them goals. And tactically got it wrong in the second half particularly. But yeah, man, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you worried, or is this just one of those really, really, really bad days at the office? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Keep it like, comment, share, subscribe. See you in a bit.